Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. Happy Sunday. Tomorrow is Diwali for some of us, and day after is Diwali for the rest of us. So tomorrow, me and Anand will be there to wish Happy Diwali to some of you and the rest of you the day after, I guess. But till then, there are things happening globally which we as investors, value investors, we should always keep an eye on. Long have we spoken about how it was a poor move by the British government to go and slap a tax on the ultra rich in the United Kingdom, and that led to a flight of capital in the UK, which did not help the government. But some argued it was necessary. Others argued it was a foolish thing to do because immediately a lot of people who were in the UK stopped claiming UK as their domicile and they moved to other parts of the world. And one of the parts which has been favored by a lot and a lot of expats has been Italy. Dolce Vita, the sweet Italian life. And it has been advertised on YouTube and lots of social media how wonderful it is to move to Italy, and the taxation is such that if you're very wealthy, that you get taxed in a sweet way, the Italian way, and after that you're set up for life. Lo and behold, now the news has come that the Italians are raising that by 50% from 200,000 euros to 300,000 euros, which is going to cause knee jerk reaction for a lot of people who just moved into Italy and who are busy setting up their villa. There's a lot of reason behind this, and I thought we'll talk to Anand about this and why countries in Europe may try to do this method, but finally it won't work. And why this is in contrast to Dubai, it's very different because Dubai also has something very similar. So, Anand, what happened in Italy?
Italy was very clear. Italy said foreigners having income abroad will not pay tax on that income if they are in Italy.
Yeah,
And then they introduced in 2016, if you want to be a resident of Italy, Italian citizen resident in Italy, and you have income away from Italy, you will have to pay a flat tax of 2 lakh euros
correct.
or whatever is applicable according to your tax laws. Suppose I have a million euros as income. I pay 200,000 euros as tax and get to keep 800,000 euros. The life was good. This led to a surge in property prices in Milan and those kind of areas. And Italy was a good place for the elite to live. But there has been problem in Italy. Italy's economy has not been doing well. It's not grown. So the poor and the middle class are being under a lot of stress. And the Italian government needs revenue. So what Meloni has done now in the next budget, she has said that flat tax of 200 will go to 300,000 euros. See, whether you are making 1 million euros or 10 million euros, you will pay a flat tax of 300,000 euros.
Correct.
Now, this means the ultra rich can continue to live in Italy, but the ordinary rich will find that
The
300,000.
mediocre rich.
Yeah, see, suppose you are paying 10 million, earning 10 million euros per year, then you have to pay 300,000. Then you would still hurts, you're paying 30% income. So, what will happen is this rich will now leave
Italy,
Italy and move to
places like
Dubai,
Dubai.
places like Dubai. Britain did the same thing. That is, British residents who were earning their money primarily abroad did not have to pay taxes on
The money income.
money earned abroad on Britain. Then this time Britain said they'll combine with that and they'll pay tax.
Correct.
So people like Mittals have now moved to Dubai where the millionaires row is there,
Correct.
where they will now sit and not pay much tax.
Correct.
Only corporate taxes there in Dubai, there is no personal income tax. So Dubai will become a magnet
For the ultra rich.
for the ultra rich. Singapore has very minimal tax, even that will be a magnet. Because in most places in Europe, the rich pay 60 to 70% tax. So suppose you make a million euros, you're still paying 30% tax in
Correct.
Italy. This is income not earned in Italy. Suppose you earn that money in Italy, you have to pay more.
Correct.
So
Because then it becomes domestic earnings.
then it becomes domestic earnings. So this will make even for the first the expats will leave, and even for wealthy Italians, Dubai will or Singapore or the Caribbean islands like Antigua or others will make a better living space than living in Italy.
Okay.
Because the taxes on England and taxes in Europe on the rich are very high.
So my question now pivoting slightly. So Dubai's real estate market is already been going floating up high thanks to this UK, the Russian war, and the COVID crisis. One after another, it's been getting a bump. Would this add to that bump and
This will
fuel?
definitely add to the bump because Portugal also did away with its golden visa. So, with the number of tax havens reducing, Dubai is going to have a field time. Nobody likes to pay tax.
Correct. So then the flip of it also is what is happening in Europe as a whole for these kinds of things which have been there for a very long time, these kinds of taxations and shelters, for all of them to evaporate. They cannot tax themselves out of the problem they're in, right?
The problem for Europe is they are now in a situation they are graying. The population is getting older. Their immigration policy is very tough. So you do not have migrants coming to
None are being welcomed
welcome.
because
So,
government after government, which is being successively elected.
including Meloni government, they are not allowing people to come in.
Yeah,
But if you have been to Italy, because we have been to Italy in recent times, you would have seen that the Europeans don't want to do the lower level jobs. The higher level jobs are simply not there.
correct. And huge villages and cities are drained out of youngsters. There's hardly any
Yes,
youngsters
there
there.
is no, at least there is some chemical industry, there is some auto industry in Italy. In places like England, even that is wiped out. And there is no way Italy or anything can move because they are now locked. See, one of the ways you can adjust is you can depreciate your currency.
Correct.
But all these guys have hitched their currency with you
Euro.
with euro. That's basically the Deutschmark.
Correct.
So what is good for Deutschmark monetary policy is not a good monetary policy for the Italian.
Lower
Yeah.
Mediterranean countries.
Now, if Italy had a lira, the lira would devalue sharply. What is the main business for Italy? Is visitors. Now, the euro has gained against the dollar nearly by 10%.
Yes.
Now, if Italy had not gained, if Italy had lira and the lira had depreciated against the dollars, more Americans would have come to Italy. If the lira falls against the Indian rupee, more Indians will be there in Italy. Italy's primary industry is tourism, fashion goods,
Yeah. All
and
their heavy industries have become
yeah. So the cheaper the lira would have been, the more attractive would have been for the
for a services
for
sector.
their services, for their Fiat, for their Vespa, and all that, their Ferrari, Lamborghini. Unfortunately, they are stuck with euro, which is again stuck with Germany. So a stronger euro is good for Germany, maybe. I do not know whether it's good for Germany even today.
Correct. Yeah.
A weaker euro is good for these lower Mediterranean countries. But because their monetary policy is linked to the German policy, the any adjustment they have to make is they have to make on the fiscal side.
Yeah, but I'm curious to know. I mean, even going back before the eurozone and the euro, the southern countries in Europe were always poorer
Yep,
considered the
that
north.
is poorer countries those days.
So they should have
Sig-
seen this problem coming
yeah,
well
but
ahead.
they thought that a stronger euro will be good for them.
Okay.
They were sold that Kool-Aid that it is good for them. Germany does not need tourists, but Italy does need tourists.
Now, when we take France and the turmoil therein politically,
Same problem.
same problem.
France also same. France, Italy, Spain are in this boat.
And
Portugal, all the hot countries are in this boat. And England, because it was part of EU and now has gone out of EU, it's in deeper trouble.
okay,
So I do not know unless they fundamentally abandon the euro, how these countries will solve their
or they're
problem.
willing to devalue the euro,
Or they have to
debase the euro,
devalue the euro, but the Germans will not allow that to happen.
because they'll get really hammered in terms of their
Yeah,
savings.
their savings. So this is a problem. The problem is common currency, common monetary policy, and the fiscal policy is different. The two economies are relatively doing different directions. The currency value has to decline to adjust.
But this is this also true for countries the size of United States? Because you have regions in the United States which are doing very well, and
No,
you
no,
have
no. See,
rural
the
United States.
America can adjust itself.
Okay,
It's in one fiscal policy, one economic policy. Here, the fiscal policy is run by Meloni. The monetary policy is run
Brussels.
out of Germany practically.
Yeah,
So
understood.
that's the problem. Thank you for watching Be Rich. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, turn on the bell notification. If you like this video, send this to your friends and relatives and have them take a look. Once again, I thank you for your support for Be Rich.
Thank you.